Hello, church family. Today we're going to talk about holding the line. What does that mean? Ezekiel 22:30 says, I looked for someone among them who would build up the wall and stand before me in the gap on behalf of the land so that I would not have to destroy it. But I found no one. Are you ready to stand in the gap? In the face of withering fire that we're looking at today, with the church being criticized and mocked, people are turning away from God in droves, and just admitting you're a Christian could be dangerous. Are you willing to stand? Stand up in that gap, in that space, fill that space, and say, yes, I'm a Christian. I believe in the Lord, and I am not afraid because I love him. And I would do anything for him. I'm a good person, not a bad person, because I believe in him and he helps me to become a better person. I'm a broken person. I make mistakes. I'm no better than anyone else. But he's asked me to stand in this gap and represent him. Because if I walk away from here, there's no one standing there. There's no one to see. It takes away his light. He wants us to stand there and be that light for people who need to see that light. And it's scary. It's scary to stand there. People are going to throw things at you. They're going to hurl insults. They might hurl cans or rocks. It's getting pretty violent. We're getting closer and closer to the end days. Well, we are in the end days, but it's truly becoming a thing today about being a Christian. When it used to be admired and looked at as a virtue, today the media and the godless would look at us as being bigots because we have the audacity to call abortion murder. We have the audacity to say that God made two sexes, man and woman. When we do those things, we are standing in the gap. We are telling God's truth, no matter what. And this is what God needs from us. Listen to this. This is a chorus from a song. By and by, when I look on his face, beautiful face, thorn-shadowed face, by and by, when I look at his face, I'll wish I had given him more. And I know that every day I wish I could give God more. Jesus was perfect. I'm always left wanting. I'm far from perfect. Sometimes I miss the mark. It's hard. It's hard standing there. You feel like you're standing on top of that hill in the dark. And people are throwing things at you. You don't even know where they're coming from. And you can feel alone if you don't have that strong presence of God in you. It takes fortitude. It takes faith to stand in that gap. But do we have the courage to say, Lord, I'm here. Send me. I'll stand in that gap for you. I'll defend you. I'll defend you with everything I've got. I will pray for strength. I will pray for peace of mind. But I will stand there. I'll take the withering fire. I'll take the ridicule. I'll be there for you, Lord, like you were there for me. I know this sounds heavy, but it is. I mean, Look what Jesus did for us. So not everyone's going to stand in that gap. It's a hard thing. I guess it's a hard ask, but uh, Jesus did it, you know, and he came out of that tomb and he looked at us and said, "What are you going to do now? I've shown you the way. I'm offering you eternal life with me, but temporarily while you're down there on that earth. I need you to stand in that gap. It's urgent. I need someone to do it. Will you please be that person for me? Will you please stand in that gap for me? Will you follow me? Will you love me?" Deep thoughts. Stand in the gap. I love you, church.